Hey everyone, thank you for watching another one of my vlogs. This one's going to be on the benefits I felt once I took meat out of my diet and chose to become vegetarian vegan. In case you missed the last one, click here, and that's the reasons I chose to attempt being vegetarian vegan. And since I did that, I felt untold benefits to me, and so I wrote a list down. I'm going to go through that list, research I did into each one and the benefits I felt and how it can help you too. One of the main benefits I felt was generally just feeling more alive. You know, if you want to feel alive, why eat something that's dead? That's why I eat fruits and vegetables. My joints feel a lot stronger, they feel a lot younger, lighter. I feel like I'm 12 years old again. I've got bounds of energy, untold energy. Like, I don't have to warm up and cool down as much before exercise, and I feel a lot more energy throughout. I don't fatigue as quickly. I can just keep going for longer. See that? Yeah. No warm up, no cool down. I'm just ready to go all times. Feeling 100%, buzzing, full of fruit energy, fructose. Some of you might know I had a knee surgery about 4 or 5 years ago now, tore my meniscus, and every winter since then it's felt bad. It's been alright generally throughout the warm seasons in the summer, but in the winter I've always had a few weeks where I've felt it get kind of sore, and this winter was the first winter where it's never felt bad, and it's the first winter I've not had meat in my diet. Not to mention the odd joint ache that I'd get from free running, a bit of, I don't know if it was Osgood's slatters or tendonitis, but I used to get the odd aches and pains in my knees and in my ankles. I had Achilles tendonitis, and again, since I changed my diet, none of that has come back. I've been a lot fitter. My joints have just felt a lot stronger. In the points when you cool down at the end of the day, after you've finished training and you've had your meal, sometimes it would start to ache. You'd wake up in the morning and you'd feel the odd ache and pain where those injuries would just hang about. And since I've changed my diet, I've not felt any of that. I used to believe that like you could never really feel 100%, and for some reason this was my belief. And that every time you train, and there'd always be one tweak that would be bothering you, but you just have to warm up and get on through it. But since changing my diet, it's like you can be 100%. Like, I can be an athlete and feel 100% going into every training session, and that's great. Obviously, you can't avoid accidents and injuries that may happen, but the ratio has been a lot better since I've changed my diet. Most of us know the importance of staying hydrated, and if you don't know the importance, then it is very important to stay hydrated with water. And this diet keeps you hydrated. When you're born, you're about 75% of your body mass is water, and when you die, it drops to about 45%. So you go through life slowly dehydrating. Whereas this diet keeps you hydrated much more than possible. When you eat a lot of cooked foods and meats, that's very dehydrating to the body. Whereas this diet's a lot of fresh, raw fruits and vegetables, it's full of water. It keeps you hydrated that much longer. Vegetarians live on average 3 to 6 years longer than meat eaters. Now, if that's not a sign that it's the right thing and it's compatible with the human body, then I don't really know what more of a sign you need than that. Not to mention the quality of life those 3 to 6 years are going to be for that much longer, and the quality of life leading up to that. There's less suffering as they get to that point, you know. A few other physical benefits I've noticed, and it's generally mentioned by a lot of other people that live this way, is healthier skin. Skin is probably the whole keeping hydrated thing, because it's more moisturised. You're moisturising your body from the inside when you stay hydrated. So your skin's a lot better and it looks after itself. I've got healthier teeth and gums. I'm only brushing my teeth once a day at the moment before I go to bed. I don't feel I need to anymore. I don't wake up. I don't have bad breath when I wake up. I've never had bad breath before, but now I've cut down to once a day, and with this diet, I don't need to do it more than once. I don't feel I need to. Everything's healthier. It's generally, the gums feel stronger than ever. I'm flossing like 2 or 3 times a day as well. My hair's a lot healthier than it's ever been. I'm only washing it in the shower with hot water. I'm not using any shampoos, no conditioners. I don't want all the parabens and whatever chemicals they put in that. Your human body doesn't need it. You've built with the technology of everything you need. I do occasionally put coconut oil in it once every 2 weeks. That seems to keep it really silky. But again, that's really natural product for it. It's not been mixed with loads of chemicals, which actually is crazy to think. They just seem to do more harm than good. Like, these companies are trying to create customers, but if you just eat right, then your body functions right, and your hair is like a plant growing from the soil that is your head. So if you put the right food into your body, then the plant of your hair grows healthy, and it's never been healthier than it is right now, and it's never felt as good. I just want to keep rubbing it like this. It's nice. Another sign that what I'm doing seems to be the right thing is that every time after I've not been eating cooked food and I go to urinate, it's completely clear. It's like a crystal glimmering, like you could just drink it again. But just that is a little boost of happiness to the day. It feels like, yes, I'm staying hydrated, my body's healthy. And even bowel movements, people are always like, oh, you must go to the toilet a lot then or whatever. But it's not. It's like twice a day. They're all healthy, comes out easy. And occasionally people, when they start the diet, it may be a little strange or different to begin with, but that's their body is detoxing. It's taking the one chance you've given it from eating healthier foods to flush out all the unhealthy toxins in your body and get rid of it, and then after a day or two you go back to normal, much healthier bowel movements. Also lost weight. I'm much closer to my optimum body weight, to where I should be on the BMI scale, which makes me a lot lighter, but the muscle's still there, so I'm stronger in body weight ratio, strength to body weight ratio. I'm much stronger than I've ever been. There are also people that have gained weight on this diet, where they've been too skinny because they've been eating badly, but the body has just been flushing it out, not holding it. Whereas they've gone onto a vegan diet and the body's like, oh, this is the good stuff. These are the healthy fats that my body wants to hold on to because it's compatible with the inside of it, with what your body wants to take from it. Also, if you want results from a diet, you've got to look at those people getting the results you want. Don't just listen to the theory, because if you listen to theory, if you listen to people like Atkins, low carb, high protein diet, he died of a liver failure and had a heart attack, obese. Whereas if you look at people getting the results you want, there are people that are big on the paleo diet, and that seems to work for some people. But there are others on paleo that seem to retain a lot of body fat. Yes, they're strong, but they're still not as ripped and as lean as a lot of vegetarians and vegans are, because they're still retained from the meat. Most meats are predominantly fat before it's protein. We call it high protein, but it's got way more fat, and of the protein that's in the meat is less compatible with the protein that's in the vegetables that we eat. Amazing how many problems people will blame everything else on but their diet. They'll blame it on genetics, or they'll blame it on their environment. They won't blame it on diet. You are what you eat. Your body is made up of everything you put into it. And if you're putting in processed foods that your body doesn't know what to deal with, and it's not programmed to deal with it, and it's going to cause these glitches in the matrix and these problems where it's going to cause the cancers and things like that. This healthy, vegan, dairy-free, meat-free diet has helped so many cases of so many people with asthma, which flares up from the dairy, acne, which again flares up from the dairy, arthritis. Like I said, I've had achy joints and it's gone now. Arthritis has helped with this diet. Migraines, people have solved migraines, IBS, cancer, from prostate cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, from countries that consume very little meat and dairy have a much less rate of these cancers. See the China study, it's a book you can check out, the China study. Heart disease, eczema, even people saying the PMS is nowhere near as bad. You're consuming all these extra hormones that's meant for the young calf that's playing with yours. Lowered blood pressure, chronic fatigue. People have become more immune to colds, flus, get to the right cholesterol that's healthy for your body. Cataract improved. Alleviation of allergies. Even type 2 diabetes has been cured. People have cured themselves from osteoporosis, which is a bone disease, often caused from a high protein diet, where the high protein intake needs the calcium from the bones. It leaches the calcium away from the bones in order to break down these dense and digest these dense amino acids from the high protein. People are very quick to blame diseases on genetics, especially a lot of the ones that I've just listed. Whereas if you think about it, people in the same family are often going to eat the same diet, and then they pass down that diet to the next generation, and the whole family's eating this diet. And maybe that's more of the reason, this is what I believe now, since changing mind, is that's more the reason that these problems persist in generation to generation in the family, is because they're all brought up eating generally the same kind of foods and diets. But you could change that. You could be that kink in the family tree that changes it and branch out, and your family could be much healthier if you just do a little bit of research into this and try it for yourself. I have some friends, acquaintances, people that I've met that have been raised vegetarian and not anymore, or they've been vegetarian at some stage in their life, and you can go to dinner with them and they're just as likely to choose the vegetarian option as the meat option, and that they're pretty neutral in that sense. But then there's the ones that have never tried it that have to have meat in every meal, and they come with these arguments that they seem to come from a place of ego. Obviously not everyone, and some people have done their research and they've looked into it and they want to continue that way. But I just don't get how, if you've never tried something, how your opinion can be as valid. If you've never left your country, if I'd never left England, I've never been to Thailand or somewhere, how can I say England's the best country if I've never left it? If you've never tried chocolate ice cream, if you've only ever tried vanilla ice cream, how can you claim that's the best flavour if you haven't tried the others? So if you've not tried being vegetarian, you won't know these benefits, you won't have felt these. Everything has to be experienced in life. That's one thing I've learned, is you can talk all the talk and theory you want until you've experienced it, then you can understand it and claim and have a discussion, and you can be either way and it will be a fair discussion on the topic. But until then, all these people come with these hypocritical, pig-headed arguments on why they're going to continue, but they've not actually looked into it or attempted it and felt it for themselves, because at the end of the day, feeling is the only thing that affects us on the highest level, and that's what needs to be done with this. I won't judge anyone for eating the way they want to eat. If they want my advice or my opinion and they speak to me, I'll talk to them about it. If people have been vegetarian and gone back to eating meat, that's completely fine for them. That's their journey that they're on. You know, you have to see the world from your reality tunnel. You can't judge other people because they've lived in a completely different reality tunnel. They've been conditioned a certain way, and it might be really hard for them to come out of being that way, of eating all the fast food and meat often. Like for me, I realised it was addiction, but that was a realisation I had to come to myself. You know, no one preaching to me really would have helped that. You know, if I had vegan friends the last few years, and I've always talked to them about it, but I never quite got it. I'm grateful that none of them preached to me. I asked them, and they told me their views and things like that. And I found this realisation myself, and I got this way. So if you agree with me and you've changed your diet, or if you're already on this diet, and the best thing you can do to help people is not to preach to them. If they come to you and they want your opinion and advice, sure, give it them, help them. Just don't be preaching. Don't let it come, don't look self-righteous and let it come from ego. The best thing you can do is just be the happy guy that it makes you want to be. Be the buzzing ball of energy that this diet makes you feel. And then people will see that over time. It doesn't have to be a quick, you can't just suddenly change someone's mind like that until they've experienced it. Just a theory doesn't change how someone feels on something. They have to experience it for their mind to change. So be that guy, that happy, that person, girl, whatever, that feels great this way, and they will see that. And over time they'll come to you, and they'll have that realisation might come to them, oh, maybe there is something to this, because he seems to be alright. She seems to be really healthy and fit, and, she can really good stamina, whatever. Let people observe this in you, and then they'll be more intrigued by it. Instead of coming to them, be a bit more secretive, like, what's this guy's secret? What's so special about them? Have felt more gratitude, more mental clarity and focus on achieving the things I want to achieve, and I've actually achieved more things that I wanted to achieve since I've been this way. I've had more energy to then do things I want to do. I've had much better sleeping patterns. This has solved people's insomnia. When the sun goes down, as the plants do, they stop photosynthesizing when the sun goes, and they rest. And that's what I want to do when the sun goes down. I was in a theatre, and between acts, the lights would go out and the curtains close, and I'd almost instantly fall asleep, like I was a plant. We are all connected. Separation is illusionary. This is scientifically proven. We are, oneness. And when you're eating things that you've killed and cooked and burnt to a crisp, then you're just, you're disconnecting from that oneness. And when you're eating these fresh fruits and vegetables, it's a cycle of life. A fruit grows on a tree, has seeds in it, right? You eat the fruit and you get the seed to grow another one if you want. And you only need to plant one seed out of thousands of fruits that come from that tree to grow another one in its lifetime before it dies, so you have another one. So its plan is it's cool. It wants to give you the fruit to keep you connected, and you eat that, you get a treat of the seed left to give back to grow a new one if and when you need to. Whereas with an animal, you kill it to eat it, and that's the end of the cycle. The cycle's done. People grow the animals just to eat them, just to kill them, just to eat them, it seems inhumane. It just ends that cycle. They breed them for that. But that's insanity. It makes us less healthy anyway, and we're having to make a life to end it. If you did that with humans, that is insanity, and I don't see how we're that much different from these animals. Every generation that comes to this planet comes with the knowledge to evolve human species. We have evolved up to this point, and we're pig-headed if we think we've not got further to go, because we definitely have got further to go as a species. So every generation that comes here comes with a plan, a formula to grow it. When I was born, if I was never given meat to eat, I would have never eaten meat. That's what it comes down to. And because I've been raised that way, so I've eaten it and became normal, and that's okay. But if I came here, I wouldn't have done that, and I don't want to kill an animal to eat it. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to kill it. Either way. Right? So each generation's got something to teach us, and we're pig-headed in the fact that we force what we know on them and tell them that it's true. And this, for me, yes, eating meat helped us in the past. It developed our brain. All these things we needed to. In the Ice Age, we needed to eat meat to get by, But at one point, there was only really the kings and queens eating the meat. Look at King Henry VIII, whatever, how fat was he? And he was eating loads of meat. And the other people didn't eat that much meat. So we're eating this diet of what the kings and queens ate back then, and they were unhealthy, and so we're becoming unhealthy like them. Whereas maybe now's the time we need to move the species forward and evolve, and stopping eating meat would do that. How much, this isn't everyone, because there are really loving people that do eat meat, and people can eat better meat than others, whatever. But all of the vegans and vegetarians I met are the most kind, loving, like genuine people that just want to help. And to me, that's a sign that maybe we should try being more like that, and we'd grow as a civilization together, and we could evolve as a species and move this thing forward. Little off topic for my personal benefits, but what I believe to be benefits for humanity as we go forward. Anyway, back to what I've felt. My body odour, seemingly none. I can train, sweat, whatever, not shower that night, wake up the next day, not smell. I was on a 8-hour flight to Baltimore for Ninja Warrior the other day, and I was able to wear the same t-shirt the next day. Normally travelling made me kick up a right travel sweat and stink, and the next day I was wearing the same t-shirt and I wore a sweater on the flight, everything. And somehow I barely sweated, or I did sweat, and it just didn't smell. Also, my trash in my bin is mostly just biodegradable skins of banana peel and watermelon casings and whatever. There's a lot less plastic casing, metal tin casings. You know, that's a lot more beneficial to the planet as well. It taught me a lot about myself. The willpower it took to change my diet was a great thing for me, showing me what willpower I do have within myself, because this was a greater cause than it wasn't once it became not just about me. Then it taught me a lot of strength that I have within myself and gave me confidence that I can achieve other things as well. This is just one aspect of my life. What other things can I improve when I apply the same, strength of mind to do? It's also given me an appreciation for simple flavours, just from the basic vegetables and fruits that I'm eating, and maybe I didn't appreciate them as much before, but now, my taste buds really pick up on every little hint of flavour and everything. And when you can make some great vegetarian dishes, salads, even stir fries, it really teaches you the most basics of cooking and what the fundamentals of all spices and everything like that. And I enjoy making food now. Didn't really cook much food before, and now it's a fun pastime for me to prepare a meal. Actually enjoy it and look forward to every meal that I'm eating now, rather than just rushing it before and getting it out of the way with. And obviously, you're not risking things like salmonella and E. coli with the food. You can undercook it and it's whatever, because you can eat it raw anyway. And that's all for this vlog. Thank you very much for watching. I get a lot of emails from people saying they want to try this way, but they're not really sure what to eat and they're not really sure where to start. So my next one's going to be how I managed to change my diet. So hopefully I can give you some tips and ideas of foods you can substitute from what you used to eat into new things, some recipe ideas and all that real basic stuff. Thanks very much for watching anyway. Bye.